Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Wit, Wisdom, and Wine with Daryl Ann, or as we say, WWW. I know it's been a while for my fans and my subscribers wondering if WWW is still on. Well, it's still on, and here I am. Actually, I was on vacation. I was in the state of Michigan for 2 weeks. And I was really in a beautiful, beautiful part of Michigan, if some of you are maybe not as familiar with the state. And it's called Traverse City, and it's way up north, northern Michigan. The Great White North, they call it. And it's very white in the winter. But in the summer and fall, it is glorious. And it's called the vacation spot of Michigan. Indeed, it is. Lake Michigan, Glen Lake, beautiful lakes, beautiful, beautiful small city that's everybody's friendly. A lot of tourists come in the summer, almost like our tourists, let's say at the New Jersey shore or New York City. So I had a wonderful 2 weeks there visiting my daughter. And before that, I was in Florida. So now I'm back for the summer. So I want to continue on with some of my stories of my many, many experiences in the workplace. First, of course, I cannot deny that it's WWW. Hold on, Chardonnay. Okay, here we are. So I've told you about various jobs and various experiences that I've had as a consultant. And I thought of one other, well, there are several, but I thought of another one the other day, and I want to tell you about it. I have to go back in time a little bit to bring you more forward with this one. And it was many, many, many years ago when I was first married and living in New Jersey. And I needed a job. You know, my husband was working and it was time for me to work. So I got a job at the only one that I could get at the tender age of 21, fresh out of the other telephone company job and the lawyer job, you know, about that. And this was actually going to be looked at, as my husband and I decided, as maybe just something temporary. You know, I was going to start to have kids right away, as we did back then in the 60s. It was like, get married, have kids, multiply, multiply. Oh, if only we knew then what we know now. Anyway, so I went to work for this small industrial company, and it was owned by this tyrant, this man. And I'm going to give you his first name, which was Otto. Otto was like a little Napoleon with a cigar. Okay, yeah. And he had built up quite a niche business in this town. Had, I would say, maybe 60 people working for him, producing some kind of industrial machine or something. And I was hired to work for his national sales manager, Ed. That was his name, Ed, yes. So when I went in for the interview, Otto asked me questions about myself. Oh, you're newly married. Oh, really? Do you intend to have children? I mean, this is what happened back then. They could ask anything. They could say anything. Do you intend to have children? And I said, well, no, not right away. You know, no. And he said, okay, if you want this job, you'll have to sign a paper saying that you will not get pregnant for 1 year. Can you believe this? For 1 year. Okay. You know, if you want this job, you're a newly married woman, sign this paper and you're hired. So I went home, talked to my husband, and he said, sign the paper. You know, what are they going to do, put you in jail if you get pregnant? So I signed the paper. The benefit of this job was that it was very close to the apartment where we were living. So, okay, I took the job. And it was interesting. Ed was a nice guy, but Otto would patrol the premises with his cigar. Hey, get to work, you guys. Hey, you know, what's going on here? Everybody shuddered when Otto came in the room. Okay? So we went along, and I was doing my usual, I guess at the time, good job. And everybody liked me, and it was great. And then One day I wasn't feeling well. Now, this was 5 months into the marriage. 5 months. Yeah. I just wasn't feeling too well, and then time went on a little bit, and then I didn't get the period. Oh boy, missed my period. Oh boy. Then back then there were no such thing as home kits. No. You went to the doctor to find out. So I went to the doctor to find out. Indeed, I was pregnant. So I waited in mortal fear of Otto, telling Otto. Some months went by, and then it became time to announce, since my stomach was certainly growing with this baby inside me. And Otto, of course, went ballistic, because back then you got pregnant, had a baby, and you did not work. That was the end of your career for some years. So I worked, I think, another 4 or 5 months, and then left Otto. Otto blank blank engineers. Okay, so then we fast forward many, many, many years. And I was doing my consultant work at that time with the crazy Irish people and the crazy guy, Johnny, that got carried away by the cops. So another contact came, and I was told about a job where an elderly man was starting his own, it wasn't really a business, it was he wanted to start doing writing and publishing and whatever, and he was setting up his offices in his huge mansion of a home, and he needed someone to help him start up, equipment, the things that I had certainly been used to doing, and the job paid very well. Okay, sounds good. It was, I think, a 6 or 8 month contract, I believe. Yeah. So here we go. Another experience for Daryl Ann. Another experience. Hold on, more Chardonnay. Okay. I know I go a little bit from light to dark here, but it's the view behind me now. It's a different view behind me. And it's, I believe, something like the setting sun in the trees. So bear with me. Maybe I'll change it the next time. So anyway, it sounded good. Excuse me. And I was to obviously meet and interview with this man. And they said, he's an elderly man, not in great health, but, not bad. And I have to, sorry, sneeze, allergies. So the day came when it was time for me to go to this huge sprawling house on his property, where there was like a wing where he would, have his office. And I walked in, and this elderly man came over and looked at me. I looked at him. I immediately realized, even though he was a good deal older, guess what? He was Otto. Oh yeah, he was Otto. And I just looked at him. He had no way did he recognize me. No way. And I sat there and listened to him talk about what he wanted to accomplish, and publishing, and my experience and whatever. And then he started to, dictate to me a little bit. Well, I would need you to be on call, and I need you to be here certain hours, and when I need you, I need you. I'm like, oh, okay, Otto, fine. Interview was over. I walked out, and guess what? I didn't take that job. No way was I going to work for Otto. He hadn't changed. People don't really change. In fact, when they get older, they become sometimes more of a curmudgeon. And that's what Otto was. Oh yes. So again, with experience comes good instincts. And as I've said probably in some of my other videos, use your instincts, okay? They do become refined as you get older, and you kind of like quickly say, okay, no good, or yeah, it's good. And you're usually right with your life experience. And my life experience said, no way are you going to work for Otto, money or no money, okay? So that was the end of that consulting job. Wisdom? Trust yourself, first impressions sometimes do really matter. Okay? So I hope you're all doing well. I'm sorry it took me so long to get in touch with all of my friends and subscribers, but I'm back. She's back. And I hope that you will be entertained further by my mini stories. And I hope you all have a good night, good week, etc. And remember, whatever doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Okay, goodbye, folks.